For my Father has given them to me, and he is more powerful than anyone else. No one can snatch them from the Father's hand. And 30, which says, the Father and I are one. Now, the reason that that's important is when they say the Father and I are one, it's a conversation with Jewish leaders that he's having. And the phrase in Greek behind that, are one, which is hen, oddly enough, suggests unity in essence rather than merely agreement of purpose. So it's saying the Father and I are one, we're unified in purpose. We're not just agreeing, but we're one nature, one essence.
Yeah, exactly. So they leave that part out, and it's been my experience when you're dealing with what we call the cults, which we're going to be reviewing the cults for the next couple months. But when you hear the cults, they usually take things out of context, just like they did with that one. Because the next verse says exactly what Dirk just said it says, the fact that they are one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it says greater, there's in the Trinity, and I'm careful when I start talking about the Trinity because you can certainly get things messed up if you don't look at it pretty closely, but we'll go into that. Let me just read what in context, John, instead of just reading John 10:29, I want to read John 10:1 through 18, because this has a bit of a different message than what they're trying to portray. Most surely I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. And when he brings out his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. Yet they will by no means follow a stranger, but will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. Jesus used this illustration, but they do not understand the things which he spoke to them. Then Jesus said to them again, most assuredly I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. All who have came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep do not hear them. I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go out and find pasture. Thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life, that they may have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. But a hireling, he who does not know the sheep, who is not the shepherd, one who does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees. And the wolf catches the sheep and scatters them. The hireling flees because he is not a hireling. He is a hireling. He does not care about the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and I know my sheep, and my sheep are known. My sheep and am known by my own. As the Father knows me, even so I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And the other sheep which are not of this fold, them I will also bring, and they will hear my voice, and there will be one flock and one shepherd. Therefore my Father loves me, because I lay down my life that I may take it again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of myself. I have the power to lay it down, and I have the power to take it up again. This command I have from my Father. So when you read through that, it's quite often Jesus is proclaiming himself. He has the power to lay his life down. Yeah. He has the power to raise it back up again. And the sheep follow his voice.
And I think that's a positive reaction. Then we have the negative reaction that follows when Jesus said that in John 10:30, where he said the Father and I are one. Mm-hmm. And what did the Pharisees do? They started picking up stones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they knew exactly what Jesus was saying.
What he was saying. And they actually accuse him in, if you read a little further, Jesus says, hey, for what good thing are you stoning me? I've just done what my Father asked me to do. What good thing are you stoning me for? And they replied, flat out, we're stoning you not for good work, but for blasphemy. You are a mere man, but claim to be God.
Claim to be God.
So that is a factual statement that the Pharisees realized Jesus was claiming to be God in that statement.